Hello and welcome back to the second episode of the Hollow Knight series. Here is our map, which is going to be the route we're going to take for this episode. Alright, so we're going to start in Dirtmouth, drop down, and go down into Fungal Wastes. We're going to go loop around here, through here, and into Mantis Village. But first we're going to get a bench here, a free charm here, then we'll get Mantis Claw here. Then we'll backtrack a little bit, pick up a free charm notch here that just has some fighting. Go over to Queen's Station, get a stag and a free mask shard. Climb up through Fog Canyon and into the overgrown mound where we will get our next spell. Then we'll bench warp back down to Queen's Station and ride the stag back to Dirtmouth. We'll buy 2 mask shards from Sly. And then we'll drop back down, get a seal here, drop down, get a crab here, and get another mask shard right about here. And then we'll go back to Grubfather, claim our rewards, and end the video with 6 masks instead of 5, and Mantis Claw. So without further ado, let's go. Starting at Dirtmouth, of course, as we should all know where that is. And drop down into the well, and we're gonna go into Fungal Wastes, which is down this big room to the right and then loop around to the left. So we're just about there now, right here. Remember this spot because it's nice to know where you have to go to get to each area. And over here is a journal entry, but you need a later ability for that. Oh. I've been playing too much Silksong recently, I forgot how Hollow Knight works. So, hopefully we don't die in this episode. Oh, I almost got that. Okay, so yeah, we just slowly descend, carefully, trying not to fall in the acid. There's a bench in here. And this is Leg Eater. He sells some of the best charms in the game, but they will break if you die with them. Now in Steel Soul that's not a problem, and you don't really die as often with them because they're so good, but later you can make them unbreakable. But we need to save our Geo because we're gonna make a lot of purchases in this episode. I think we need about 700 or 800 Geo for the purchases we're gonna make. And here's an NPC. Just trigger it by walking over here. She's pretty important to the story, but we don't need to talk to her right now. So we are almost to Mantis Claw, so pretty easy to get upgrade. Besides that. But there's no boss. Why is my jump up? It's just a small little bit of platforming and some enemies. And there's Hornet. She's gonna run off to City, which is where we'll go at the end of this episode if there's extra time, or in the beginning of the next episode. But yeah, right now Hollow Knight still feels a bit strange after Silksong, but should be able to get used to it pretty quickly. And here we find our first Mantis. It's pretty easy to kill with some pogoing, but These ones are a little trickier. But for the Mantis, all you want to do is wait for them to attack and then poke it. Get behind. Get a sneaky hit. 4 hits is all it takes. And then drop a fair bit of Geo. There's not too many we have to go through. We will have to get through a whole bunch really soon here. So there is where Mantis Claw is, but there's a bench down here for anyone who needs it. And while we're here, we might as well get the charm that's down here. I really like running this charm, but it's more of a quality of life charm than a very powerful charm. But we might as well collect it while we're here. It's fun to use, but it's not like powerful necessarily. So you only really want to run it if you have like an extra 2 notches. It lets you dash faster and downwards, which there's actually a pretty cool PvE little attack thing you can do with it. It's really fun. It's called down dash slashing, which use a later ability with that, and you get like very long reach without the trade-off of having to dash downwards or dash into something. Get all the range without the risk of getting close. But it is pretty tricky to pull off. So here we can run past all these guys. We don't have to fight them. Hit this lever, and then we just about got Mantis Claw. We have to just go to the right, get up here, work our way over, and boom, Mantis Claw. See, there it is, the little glimmer. Anytime you see something glimmering, you want to pick it up. And boom, Mantis Claw. Now, we have wall jump and wall cling. So yeah, we can climb walls like that. Really cool and powerful tool that will let you... It opens up so much of the map, it's ridiculous. So yeah, where we couldn't get up before, we can get up with a pogo and a dash. And up here, there is a completely optional boss that is really fun, not too hard. We'll do it at the end of the video if there's extra time, or if I just need to do it. But you just come up here, this little platforming gauntlet thing here. Just need some wall jumps and some well-timed dashes. And it's no problem. You just come down, hit the lever, and the whole place will rumble, and that's the lever. And then how you get there, if you want to do it now, is just go down here. And there's some more platform you have to do though. So now we're going to head over to Queen Station. I didn't even know Coral came here. That's new to me. No, not the text. He just trapped me. So to get to Queen Station, just have to head up a bit. We're actually gonna get a charm notch on our way, because we might as well. And if you're running long nail right now, like I suggested in the last video, and you use the extra charm notch, just take off compass. then you can fit Dashmaster in if you want. I don't know why I'm going this way. Here you definitely want to be at full health as there's a lot of explosions, especially going up. It just gets worse and worse as we go up. And pretty much every explosion in this game is double damage, so it can be really deadly. Some geo up here. Might as well get it since we're gonna need a lot of geo. We have about the amount we need. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but we should be pretty good. But still want to collect it. You don't want to be completely out of geo. Yeah, here's where the explosions are just about at their worst. But as long as you're fast and you keep moving, you're fine. A little bit of geo there. Come along here, there's a charm notch we can pick up. We just have to fight 2 of these guys. Strategy is basically when they do the headbutt attack, you just go and kill the other one. And use fireballs a lot. Pretty easy. Free charm notch. Very powerful. Flick this lever. Come down and to the left. And we are just about at Queen's Station. There's a grub up there, but I'm not gonna get it because there's a ton of explosions. I'd rather get more upgrades before ending my Steel Soul run to them. And there's a stag station right here, which is the fast travel. So there's no rush. As I said before with grubs, they're only really worth it when you already have a whole bunch. Because they don't give you 1 upgrade per each grub. They give you upgrades for milestones. Here is a bench at the stag station. I'm gonna go ahead and buy it so we can fast travel back. And for convenience. Ring the bell to call him over. And then straight over here is the first masked shard we're getting in this video. We're gonna get 4 so we can have 6 health instead of 3. Just be careful through here. Oops. And you don't need to die here. You can just go back to the bench and reset your health whenever you need. And since we took some damage, I'm gonna reset my health so I can still keep my soul. And we are going into Fog Canyon now because there's some stuff that we should get there. Well, we're kind of going into Queen's Gardens and just using it as a path through. That bank is a scam, by the way. Well, at least until you put in a certain amount. But it's still something you want to do eventually. Just once you get past the spot, like the amount where she takes it, you want to put in the maximum amount. Because later you can get back plus 50% more than you put in. So you wouldn't want to just put in the bare minimum amount. It's free money, you might as well get it all. But it is pretty useful. It's like the rosary strings and necklaces equivalent in Hollow Knight. And for those of you who haven't played Silksong, basically you can spend some of the rosaries, which is basically the geo in that game, to craft it into like a necklace, so when you die you don't lose it off. Though of course you can pick it up, but it's just in case your shade equivalent is just out of reach, pretty much. Kinda how on Hollow Knight we have the Confessor. No, wait, what am I talking about? That's a different item. But still. Here's a journal, or seal. These will be very useful in the next episode, as each of them goes for a whole bunch of geo. But the lifeblood will be helpful for this gauntlet. We just come up here. We're technically in Queen's Gardens now. And just enter here. Here, as you can see where it says mound, anytime it says mound is a spell, pretty much. So just fight some of these squids. They'll lock you in. Spawn a whole bunch of them. Watch out, because the floor is spikes. After you've fought enough, it'll let you out. Or you can get the free spell. And if you're not at full health right now, use all of your soul to get full health, because getting the spell will fill up your soul. For example, if I heal right now and pick it up, it will restore all of my... See? Full. This is a very powerful spell that can deal a ton of damage, especially with Shaman Stone, but it's more situational than the other spell. Spells, oh yeah, we can just bench warp out of here. Just leave the game, go back in, and we'll be reset on the Stag Station bench. And then with what time we have left, we're gonna go to Dirtmouth here. And then we're gonna do some buying from Sly. And some, grub collecting. And we're gonna get our last mask shard to make an extra mask. So then we can have a maximum of 6 health instead of 5. Which is quite useful, especially this early game. Buy that. And I'll have one more for us. It's a lot more expensive, so that's why we needed all the geo. Nothing really anymore we need, so we can just leave. Coming back in the well, there's a couple things we're gonna grab. First, straight up here, there's a journal. Seal. Why do I keep getting them mixed? Anyway, we got all the grubs on the right side already, I'm pretty sure. So we just come left, down here. Through this room here. If I can actually make the jump. Oh, what the heck. Anyway, there's a Geo Rock up there. Just have to dash and Mantis Claw. Collect all the geo because, you know, there's a lot of stuff we need to buy in this part of the game. And then for the next mask shard, there is one over there, but I do not trust myself enough to get it. Just gonna drop down here. Actually, no. First we'll get this grub over here. All we have to do is fight some, of the asphids. And some platforming, of course. Because this part of the game, most everything is locked behind platforming. Which can be a little weird without much upgrades. But it can also be weird with upgrades. Watch out for that spike, and I think... no, there's not one up there too. Anyways, just go to the right, back to where we came from. And the free mask shard is just over here. Just go up, claw. You technically could do this with a venge fly instead, but it's really annoying, especially because they'll get one shot by one of these. So it's really hard to lure it in. But yeah, just come through here. Drop down, mask shot. And like that, we just got an extra life. And then, I think that's all the grubs for this area. We can just go ahead and claim our rewards from Grub Father, which I'll show you where to get just right now. It's just at the top of this tall room, directly to the left. Not from here, but from the top. Right in here. For every grub you save, he'll give you some money, and then every once in a while, when you reach a milestone, he'll give you stuff that's actually useful. But Geo is also useful. I think this might actually be a mask shard. Yep. So I guess we technically didn't need to buy both from Sly, but would have eventually, so we might as well knock it out of the way, right? And with that, that is going to wrap up this episode. In the next episode, we will, I'll fight Mantis Lords, which is that optional boss in Fungal Wastes. And then we'll go into the City of Tears and do stuff there. Hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for the next episode. Subscribe, like, share it with your friends. Just get it out there. Have a good day, and goodbye.